All right, excited to get the season going. Feels like it's been a long summer. The players have worked extremely hard. The coaches have worked hard. So we're anxious to get going. We have a great opponent, Louisiana Lafayette. Won 9 games, so we'll have our hands full. But optimistic and excited to get going.
Mark, a few guys that weren't on the 2 deep that we got today, Kyle Meadows, one of them.
Corey Johnson.
Yeah, Corey
yeah,
Johnson.
they will both miss this game. They're suspended for this game.
Alex Montgomery?
Alex will be playing. Yeah, Alex is. He's done a nice job working his way back. He's trying to get into the lineup and get healthy and get in the rotation again.
I think it's violation of team rules for Johnson and Meadows.
That's correct.
Coach,
How'd you guess?
Coach, kids are excited naturally about home first game, obviously, the new stadium and everything.
Yeah, I think the stadium, it certainly adds to it. I think we're very excited. I think if you just look back to really the time I arrived and you look at the 3 years of building this program, of building this stadium, the anticipation for this day, so it is an exciting time to open this stadium. We get one opportunity for a first impression.
How's Jared Daniel been this great camp? He's a guy we didn't talk about last week.
Yeah, KG is a guy that will play as well. He's done a good job. You know, he's got a lot on his plate, as I talk about all the time with that outside linebacker position. So he's done a good job. He's learning. He's getting better every day.
It looks like Almonte listed as the end. Are you focusing him there now?
Yeah,
Because of the adjustment?
yeah. We've you know, experimented with moving him around a little bit, but we're going to settle in on playing him at defensive end, so he won't play on his feet.
What's the outlook on Flanagan right now going into the game?
You know, we'll see. You know, I had my meeting this morning with Jim Madalino, and you know, he's not sure. You know, when he's getting better, I think he's very close. If he can practice Tuesday or Wednesday, he'll play. If he can't practice by Wednesday, then he probably won't play.
Have you heard more about Ron Livingston? Is he going to make it this fall, or do you think?
You know, I haven't gotten a final determination on him yet. Yeah. So not at this time.
Elijah McGuire, the running back, compared to some of the SEC guys you'll face?
He's a fantastic player. I'd say he's just a very dynamic player. He gets an awful lot of yards. What's he average? Close to almost 8 yards per carry. Just a fantastic football player. I think they do a nice job creating space. Their offense presents some problems. Obviously, they'll be breaking in a new quarterback. But I think what they do and the pressure they put on you with some of the quarterback run game and creating some space with him put some problems on you. He's just a very good player. They've done a nice job. They win a bunch of football games, play very hard.
It's obviously an immediate test for your run defense. How much have you challenged them this offseason after I know you were really disappointed with that part of it?
Well, I think it comes down to just getting more stops. I mean, we need to be better across the board, really. You know that. I mean, you could go into statistics and all those things, but it comes down to playing good as a team. We have to be good in all phases. I think offensively, you know, I think we'll control the ball a little bit better, move the ball. I think defensively we'll be better. We certainly need to be better in third downs. You limit some opportunities. You limit some plays if you could get off the field. We need to improve in a lot of areas. Run defense is one of them, but I anticipate you know, we'll be improved.
How different can we expect the offense to look in Coach Dawson's debut?
I mean, you all have been out there and watched practices. There's nothing totally dramatically different. I think you'll see a lot of sets that you're used to seeing. I think you'll see some plays that you're used to seeing, and you'll see some new things. But we're not reinventing the wheel. Coach Dawson has a good handle, a good fix on some of the things he likes to do in comparison. But it'll be similar. That's you know, what I said right from the beginning. That's one of the reasons that attracted me to Coach Dawson. I think they all come out of the same tree. I mean, there's different nuances with each of these coordinators and the guys that branch off. It's just, you know, the way we evolve every day and every year. So I don't think it'll be too dramatically different.
What did you like from Saheem King? This was the first kickoff return.
Yeah, Saheem's done a nice job. He's been very explosive in camp. He's made big plays. He's protected the football. So he's proven to be a playmaker. So I want to give him the opportunity and get the ball in his hands and see if he can make some plays. As you know, we need to improve and become more explosive in the return game, and hopefully add us that spark.
And then Timmons at punt return, I know kind of early in his career here, you had some question marks about that. Is he sort of proving you wrong?
No. I've always, he just wasn't as good as the guys we used. I mean, DeMarco has been a little more sure-handed, but Ryan's been working hard and practicing at that for years, and so I can't wait to see him back there. I hope he proves me right, not wrong. So I think he'll make some big plays.
The two freshman receivers aren't on the depth chart. Are you gonna try and redshirt them at this point, or is that still?
The wideouts,
Yeah.
yeah. Taven and Jabari, we are in a position right now where we want to redshirt them if we can. They're both doing some very good things, but as you can tell, there's some good players ahead of them. If we stay healthy, then we'll protect them if we can. But if we need them to win football games, we'll play them. So, those are two guys that we will hold until we see what happens here first couple weeks.
Mark, can you give a percentage of how much better the talent is this year versus last year in your mind?
I'd be hesitant to give a percentage. I think it's certainly better, just like we talked about all summer. We're a much different football team than when we took the field my first year. And last year, I think we had some good talent, and we had to rely on that talent to win us some football games that were very young. I think, this year, we are playing 9 true freshmen and 10 redshirt freshmen. The good news about those 10 redshirt freshmen is they're redshirt freshmen. So I think just any experience we got the past couple of years can only help us. I think there were some significant players that that I've mentioned often that certainly on the offensive side of the ball that are going to be second-year guys, and at least they have that year experience.
Do you want to get to the point where you can redshirt basically your entire class?
I don't think so. I don't think so in this day and age. I think we will always need some of that depth. I think you could see that from some of the perennial top 10 teams. Even they will play, some freshmen to plug in holes. So I don't think so. I mean, I think we'll always play some, and guys, if guys come in and they could help you and they're talented players, we expect to play them, because I think the more games we win, the more talented players we're going to get, and so you expect those guys to come in and help you. So we'll see.
Just to that, let's do the starter. Hawks already wrapping back. What's us
Yeah.
have visibility though?
Yeah, he and Blake, it'll be one or the other to start. We'll see how this week goes, to be honest with you. That's the great thing about competition. I think Jeff really has done some good things through camp. You've heard me mention it. I thought he had a really good week of practice last week. And it's nice. There's another guy that, redshirted a year ago, but he's third year in his program, and it's important to have him back. And again, I mentioned Alex, and Alex is he's playing a spot where that's probably as deep as any position we have on our team at the inside wide receiver position. We have some guys that have really done a nice job and made some plays. So Alex needs to work his way back into rotation and just get on the field more than anything. Alex has had little setbacks, from his injury and really hasn't gotten the reps, but he's getting back in there now. So anxious to get him back in the fold as well.
The fact that they lost their quarterback, the fact that they lost a top receiver, how important is it to jump out on them, your defense early to kind of rattle their cage a bit?
Well, I think, anytime, any game, you'd certainly like to start fast. So I think it's important. I think it's important for us not to get too far ahead of ourselves either, though. We truly gotta. I think the guys will be extremely excited. I'd be completely shocked if we're not very excited to come into the new renovated stadium. The guys have worked hard. The anticipation for a new season. I would imagine, we better have to tell them whoa. I'd rather tell them whoa than giddy up. So I think they'll be ready to go and anxious, but that's where it's got to come one play at a time. And just but it is important, I think, to start fast.
Coach,
Mhm.
Coach, as you and your staff look at this team, is there one unit that really
jumped out maybe more than you even thought would, or really kind of, whether it's offense or defense? Or maybe even an individual?
No, I think we're getting, you know, the depth that we were counting on at wide receiver. I think that was important for us. As you know, we worked hard since we've been here developing that position, because I think we were so far behind when we showed up, and I think we're getting some talented players there. I think running back is another position that we anticipate we should be pretty good, and those guys have not disappointed. I think Chris Westry would be a guy that you know I've talked about needing to improve, in particular outside in the secondary at corner, and I think he's a guy that's really I'm excited to watch. I think he has a lot of talent.
Shannon had talked about sort of his big question mark going into the camp was whether or not you guys could get the hard yards when you needed to. If you run when the defense knew you were going to run and be able to get them. Do you feel a lot better about that than maybe you did a year ago?
I do, and I feel really good about the amount of work we were able to get done this summer. I feel like it's nice to be able to practice a little more physical and have a little bit of depth and just have those practices where you could really work it, and you feel like you've got a good chance because you've got some guys that are strong enough to move some people when they have to, and defensively stop them as well. So we're by no means perfect, and we need to continue to improve. As you know, throughout this season we play some very physical teams, but I think we're getting to the point where we're more comfortable with the way we run the ball.
How much did that help your defense to be able to do that too?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit. It's very important. That was, again, one of the reasons why I was attracted to Coach Dawson, because I like the physical nature that he likes to call the game and wants to be physical. It only helps the defense because, you know, you got to see that every day in practice. You got to have that mentality.
Mark, can Boone work his way into that top tier of SEC running backs? Is he talented?
I believe so. Yeah, I do. I believe so. I think, you know, just like us this week and Elijah and the backs we're going to see throughout the year, you're going to see some very talented backs, but Boone is certainly one of them. I could promise you when they turn on the film and are watching him, they see how explosive he is as well.
Mark, in your mind, what will make this season a success?
I think improvement, you know, just improvement across the board. You know I'm not going to fall into that trap that, you know, some of our players have, and I've let them, you know, but, you know, if they want to talk about a bowl game and all that, fine, but we got one game this week. I mean, we can't get two, right? So we got to take care of business one week at a time and one day at a time. And as I told them, if that's what motivates you, then put your money where your mouth is. And when things get tough later on down the road, then let's be consistent, go to work every day to get better. And I think that's where I want to see the improvement. I think this summer, I think we've been more consistent. You see, you know, I talk to you guys after just about every practice. I mean, if it didn't go well, I told you. But for the most part, things were improved that way. We were more consistent. We had a tougher mentality. So I'd like to see that throughout this year as well.
Would you prefer Matty on that to say you're going 12-0?
I didn't even know he said that. Well, he needs to lose a few pounds, so I'll get him after practice.
Do you view the first game as any kind of added importance in terms of setting the tone for these young guys that you want to see clean for particular young players?
I think it is important. I think anytime, you know, any opener, you're not totally sure what you have until you see your team play. I've only been a head coach. This is going into my third opener as a head coach, but even as a coordinator and position coach, you have a pretty good feel for what you have. But until you get out there and play, you never really truly know. So I think it's exciting, you know, that anticipation and getting ready to watch this team play. And I feel good about them. I feel like, you know, we're a better football team, and I'm anxious to watch them play.
Shannon said last week Reese is close to 100% now. Will he be able to work his way back into that backup conversation as he gets more reps and those kind of things?
It will. I mean, obviously he's missed an awful lot of reps, so it'll be hard. Drew's done some very good things and gotten so many reps between spring and summer, but that's pretty hard to do once you get in season.
Have you found your your rah-rah guy in the locker room? I know there's guys like Melvin that seem to be kind of quiet leaders, but is
Yeah.
there a guy that sort of leads the pregame speech or whatever?
We'll see. I think the energy has been good across the board for the most part. I think guys have been excited to practice and get better, so we'll see how that goes this week.
Mark, who do you see in senior Henderson and Richard, freshman Nico?
Yeah, Khalid's done some good things. He has played a lot of football for us. He's gotten quite a few reps because we've been thin at that position. That's helped him. He's really tried to make the most of that and get better. And he needs to continue to improve. But I really like his attitude. He's been a strong guy in the locker room. Has worked hard because he's got some talented guys pushing him. That we'll see what happens. But with Nico, I think he is a guy. What I've seen is a guy, just like we recruited in the middle of your defense, that finds a way to get to the football. He has a very good instinct and a very good nose to get to the football. Now, at times he doesn't know where he's going or what he's doing, so we got to continue to work with him and put him in a good position to be successful. But I really like the way he gets to the ball, and that's the number one objective, right, for a middle linebacker, to get to the football. Yeah, he got the right attitude. He works hard. He's got good instincts. He's just got to continue to learn all the different packages and everything that goes with with playing that position. It can be hard on them at times.
I know you're probably tired of being asked about Jacob Hyde, but he's not listed on the fullback depth chart.
Yeah.
Is that an experiment that's done, or is that still?
We'll use him if we need to, so we'll see. Jacob has done everything we've asked him to do, on defense at fullback, and he's always there to do anything we ask him to. So appreciate Jacob. He's getting better at D-line play as well.
Is he in the doghouse for hurting Ryan Flanagan?
Exactly.
Follow up there on
Yeah.
Fullback. Coach Merrill told us the other day that Will Thomas Collins is a guy we're going to get
Yeah.
to know his name.
He'll play. He will. Yeah. So we'll see, how he does. But he has done a nice job. What you say about
Is he in the doghouse for hurting Ryan or Hyde for hurting
No.
Ryan Flanagan?
No. Funny thing was we had a good feeling there was going to be a good collision on that play too, and our linebacker's been out ever since. So
Mark, could you talk
that's
about-
poor coaching. Actually, that goes on Coach Dawson. We told him to get him out of there for that play.
Mark, could you talk about Landon Foster and the roles he has and what he does?
Landon's just been an incredible kid. He's just a very talented punter and good leader, and just does anything, whether it be holding and helping out, and just a great kid, great young man, and I hope he kicks the heck out of it this year.
Do you like having your punter as a holder?
I do, because they spend so much time together. So and he's talented. He could throw the ball and do some things that we're working on. But he's very conscientious, and he spends so much time. Those kickers spend a lot of time together.
Does it give you
Just ask them.
sense of security going into a season with Landon and Austin at those
Yeah.
two important spots?
It is. Last year going into the year with Austin, not knowing what he can do and how he was going to respond to the pressure, and very pleased, and they've been very steady here this camp.
You mentioned Westry, and you have Derek Beatty at number 2 on the other side. How close were you guys to having 2 true freshman cornerbacks start game 1?
There was a chance, but Cody's been solid, and Cody's done a nice job. So we'll see where that goes, but I imagine he'll get in there and play some.
Are you comfortable with the prospect of maybe down the road having a game where you start 2 true freshmen?
If we need to, then we will.
Have you seen Jacob Hyde's transportation to the senior prom?
Pardon me?
Have you seen his transportation to the senior prom?
No.
One more.
No. Is that right? That's beautiful.
It was on the bed, yeah.
Yeah. I like teasing Jacob, so got some ammo for him.
Mark, do you all go into this game planning with a preset plan to try to get Barker a series, or is it just,
Absolutely, I'd like to. I'd like to early when the game's on the line, and but we will see. I'd like to.
Coach, Lafayette's got 2 new guys on staff running their defense, and does that make your offensive preparation more about your team right now and execution, or have you been able to find something that gives you a clue
Yeah.
of what they might be able to do?
3, I believe it's 3. But yes, we had to go back and look at some things that we anticipate that they will do, coming from Auburn, watching some Auburn film. So the good thing about our offense is they see quite a bit from our defense, whether it's 3 down or 4 down. They get to see quite a bit of that. So yes, we've gone back and looked at some things that they've done in the past.
All right, folks, thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow.